everybody, welcome to School of Scarlet. Today I have another message for you. This message is for someone who has recently made a change in their life, has maybe started a new project or is thinking about starting a new project. And I want to bring a confirmation to you through today's message that you will be massively successful. So I'm going to go into that here today, but before, if you're new, I want to welcome you to my channel. I put out daily intuitive messages, and I would love for you to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you can be notified when I put out my daily videos, because I'm putting out pretty consistent content on here, and I would love for you to come back. Okay, so today I decided to film this video in front of my garden. Every year we plant a summer garden, and well, you know, it's around springtime right now. We went ahead and put it in. We've had quite a bit of rain, so that's why it kind of looks like that. It's kind of soaked in quite a bit of water, which is good. But when we plant this garden, it's really a symbol to not just ourselves, but to everyone, as I'm making this video, to you as well, a symbol of renewal, a symbol of patience, a symbol of like abundance coming. Okay, so you may be feeling that you have maybe planted a seed somewhere, like I say, maybe a new project, a different thing that you're into or doing right now. And so you've planted that seed, and just like I have planted the seeds in my different rows of the garden here, you have planted a seed somewhere in your life, and that seed will eventually grow. That seed will eventually take off and produce abundance for you. It is no question about that. You will. It doesn't matter what it is. If you have your heart and soul in it and you are tending to it, it will create abundance and growth in your life. So as I plant the garden here, oftentimes we plant and it has, you know, different cycles, right? The garden does. Right now we're in planting season. We planted the seeds, and I went around and I looked to see if anything had sprouted, and it hadn't yet. So it takes a little bit more than just planting the seed, right? You have to realize that you are always co-creating. So as soon as you plant that seed, just like I planted a seed in this garden, the divine nature of everything else begins to work together to make that seed grow, whether it's a seed in your life or a seed in my garden. So as a seed in my garden, I just plant it, but that alone is not what's going to make it grow. We need a combination of the sun, water from the rain, and all of that stuff to help that seed to grow. And that's already a co-creation that's already happening. So I want you to know that you don't have to effort or work as hard as you thought you did. You don't have to take care of every single detail when it comes to planting the seed. Once you plant the seed, you can a lot of times sit back and relax and let it to grow. You don't have to stress about it. If you're finding yourself stressing something about that, I'm feeling kind of like this stress around it, or like wanting to make it grow, or like thinking that you have to work harder in order for it to grow faster. That's not how it works. And so this is a confirmation to you that you can sit back. You can sit back a little bit and you can give it a little space, a little time to grow, and it'll grow. Just like in my garden, if I sit here and I water and I water and I water over and over again, or, you know, I keep throwing fertilizer on it, or, you know, I just sit here and I sing all day long to my seeds or plants, it's not going to help it to grow any faster than if I just sit back. Because the seed itself requires some space, it requires some time, it requires some time under the ground, it requires some time for that to happen. So this is a message to you that whatever you have planted, it will manifest. That is no doubt, but it does require a little bit of time. So if you got everything here at once, like whatever you wanted to manifest, I'm feeling like maybe someone's wanting to manifest some really successful career or something where you're going to get like a lot of publicity, public attention, maybe become famous in some way. If this is something that you're wanting to manifest, let's just say that you manifested that and it all came at once, right? That would be a whole lot for you to handle energetically, and it would be a whole lot for you to handle in the logistics of your life. So things grow in a certain kind of time lapse, a certain type of season, even like the seasons of the garden. It has its season, because if you were just given everything at once, it would be too much and it would probably die quicker than it got to grow. So it actually is the slower growth that produces that longer term success that you're actually wanting. So allow yourself to grow in whatever speed that you're growing in, without forcing it to go faster or to go slower even. Give yourself a natural pace of growth here, and realize that just like this garden has its different seasons, it has its season, you know, of death, of rebirth, of abundance. you will have that season as well in your life with whatever seeds you're planting. There will be times where it will be very barren. You won't really see much, but really something is happening. In the death of the garden itself, it really needs that. It's part of life. So from that point, it kind of, kind of dies down, and all the plants kind of go down, and, the soil itself is taking a rest. If it didn't rest, if I was just planting over and over again in this garden and not allowing for the seasons, the soil in this area would not be able to grow the great vegetables that we grow here. You have to have that season of rest as well. So you're being called today to take a step back and rest if that is what you need to do right now, if that's what you intuitively feel. So just like the garden produces like lots of vegetables that we eat, behind me here are like the tomato plants, bell peppers, jalapenos, habaneros, all of that in the plastic here. Then behind me here, I have planted like summer squash. I have the yellow and the zucchini. I have pumpkins, and I'm looking that way, and there is a huge white bird that just flew by. I don't know if that's a confirmation for anybody, and my dog Sarah just walked up to me down here. So that might be a confirmation to something I just said, and I can't even remember what I just said. So I wanted to share that with you. I also want to share with you today that my dog Sarah kind of got lost, and this morning I went out to go look for her, and I saw an owl, and so that might be a confirmation to someone. I just want to throw that in there. I had never seen, it was a huge white bird just flew by, kind of like a crane. Okay, so anyhow, I don't even know what I was talking about, the different things that we plant here. So I have the zucchini, the pumpkins, I have a lot of green beans. Behind me I have like some wiring there that we have some like climbing peas, like the sweet peas, the snow peas. And so there's a lot of things here. We got okra, all kinds of stuff that we grow in this garden. And when it comes to be around May, everything is ready to be picked. And there is like this huge abundance of everything. There is so much every year that we have to give away to people that we know. Basically, everyone that we know, we give away to. And even people that we don't know, at some point, we just take like a big container of it to work or something and let people just have it. So that's how much abundance that we have. And I want this to be a confirmation to you that if you stay with the thing that is making you happy, the thing in your heart that you love to get up every day and work in, the thing that brings you so much joy, you will create the sort of abundance that this garden creates. And this is just a metaphor. It's not that you're going to be creating vegetables. You're going to be creating whatever abundance you want to create in your life, whether that's freedom, whether that's money, whether that's happiness, or all of it. You will create it because you are aligned with your heart. But you have to pick something. You have to set that seed in the garden. So it doesn't do me any good to plow this garden, to get the soil ready and all this stuff if I don't plant the seed. So you're also being called here today, is what I'm sensing and feeling, to plant that seed. You might be someone who has a lot of ideas, a lot of different ideas that you actually love, but you just can't pick one. And so you're being called today to pick one, pick a seed, and plant it now, because if you don't plant it now, that season will pass and you won't be able to pick the abundance because that season would have passed, and before you know it, it'll be winter again, and you can't plant that seed and grow it to the time that it will, manifest into a vegetable. There won't be enough time for that, and the season would have changed, the temperatures outside. So plant that seed now. Today is the right timing. Follow divine timing. So go ahead and plant your seed. I'm sensing here, I think it's like a parable of the woman and the fig tree. I'm actually looking at a fig tree right ahead from me. So a fig tree has a lot of figs that are, it has tons of figs. My fig tree is just covered in figs. And if you want to see what that looks like, head on over to my other channel, Scarlett's Intuitive Life. I post a lot of things like that on there. And so I picked tons of figs on that tree. But anyhow, there's this parable of a woman and the fig tree. And so she's sitting under a fig tree and she looks up and she sees all of these figs everywhere. And when she looks up at these figs, she sees every possibility in her life. Like one fig is that she would be a chef. Another fig is that she would be a musician. Another fig is that she would be like a mother. Another fig is like she would be like a painter. There's all the figs are basically all of the possibilities of things that she loves and is in her heart to do in this life. And she's looking at them all, and she's just spending so much time looking at them and having such a hard time picking one that before she knows it, she looks and all the figs have dried up and are falling down. So we got to pick something now before the season passes and whatever it is dries up and goes away. So it's time to pick something. This is a message for someone. If it's already resonating with you in some way, give me a thumbs up down below. Leave down below what it is that you are going to plant a seed in today. And if you don't want to share what it is specifically, just say you're planting a seed in the comment section. Say seed. So plant that down below in the comment section, write it down in your journal. Go ahead and plant that seed today and begin taking the first step in allowing that seed to grow. So the first step in me, doing this garden is getting the soil ready. But then once I have that seed, I have to plant that seed into the ground. And the next step is I got to water it. And then the next step is I got to make sure that it's tended to okay, that I pluck the weeds around it. There's many different things that I have to do, but I don't have to do too much. Like, I just have to do what's natural. If there is no weeds around it, I don't pick weeds. I just allow that to be. So that is what this message is about. Your next step will arise naturally, and go ahead and take that. But you're going to be massively successful in whatever you decide to do, so long as you follow through naturally. I hope that this message found you well. I hope that it resonated with you. If it did, it may resonate with others. So go ahead and share this video with others. If you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe now to my channel. Hit that notification bell, come back, give me a like. It's an easy and free way that you can help support my channel. And I really, truly appreciate it. I appreciate each and every comment that I get, each and every email that I get, and all the support that I've been given in this channel. So thank you so much for being here. And I really am encouraged to hear about what seed you plant as well. So feel free to share any of that down in the comments or in my email. Thank you so much. I'll catch you on our next message. I love you all.